Okay, good afternoon all. Hope everyone is well. I've just been looking at this. I'm not sure whether it's going a bit sideways. We've got a bit of a leg up there. There's also something there as well, but I've got into a trade like that before and it's come down and took me out. So that's the one I'm thinking, and this is a possibility. Although we have had a break out of it. Can we open that up? Yeah, we probably could actually. So that, I would say, touch. Still a bit cautious of it though, because we've had this leg in a break, so it could come down a bit. It's a bit... we've got a couple of legs. If we can get up and then maybe make a higher low. We have got some distance that we can get up to. We've got some support up here, which we can clearly see is making a difference, so we'll see. So what? How you doing, pal? Arminas, how you doing? Stop Punter, hello. Ionis, how are you? Kev, how you doing, pal? What did you do? I nearly got burned on that second entry long. Which one you looking? Where did you... Oh, see, so that's holding there, so that's a possibility, but just in case you get trapped, I'm waiting for the higher low. Let me have a look. I suppose that was a... Was it, possibly? Yeah, I suppose you could call that, couldn't you? Something like that. 23, yeah, I got you. Okay, so leg. Let's have a look at this. Can that be adjusted? It fits on the top, doesn't it? So leg and leg. I like the leg and leg. If we can get a higher low here, I just don't want to get trapped, so we try to go once. If it ends up bullish and breaks above there, there's a possible second entry long. So, alright, this is... I think that's... let me remove it a minute. Okay, market is open. Let's have a look. Sort of a leg. Oh, I don't know. I think there's going to be some long traps here. Let's have a look at this. Let's try that there, maybe. Leg. If we can get a higher low here. It needs to be up here somewhere, though. Yeah, okay, I thought as much. Trying to go once, try twice. Oh, yeah. So, are we coming down? There is some support along there as well. I'd say we probably are. Judging by that, let's have a look. Yeah. So let's put that there where I originally had it. Let's change the colour. And this one. This looks right to me. Big bearish bar there. I'd expect that to come down. I'm not taking it. It's a bit too rich for my blood. Let's have a look. It is kind of a failure, isn't it? But a tick below it and a tick above it is... Yeah, it's 4.5 points. It's just too much. So, got another PA yesterday. Good for you, mate. I just need to pass one more eval before I start trading my PAs. Good for you, mate. Good on you. Love hearing about people doing well. Okay, so that is holding there. Yeah, good for you, mate. Congratulations. Okay, so let's have a look. I'll be surprised if we don't still get up here, but we've had a channel. We've had a channel up here. We've had a break new high, channel down break. I'd say it's probably going to make a new low. So just be careful getting into trades like that. It may go up there, but for me, it could just as well come down. In fact, I think it's more likely to make a new low. Okay, we got some news coming up in about 28 minutes, so that's up there. So just be aware of that. So it's a bit choppy there. Touch, 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 but it is coming down. We've had a break. We haven't had a new low yet. We're a tick off it. I don't think that makes a massive difference. So this looks like a leg up. Maybe a few pushes back. Possible second entry short there. Possible thing is we've got some resistance down here. So, oh, that's tempting. Very tempting. That's too big now. No room to the lows. It may come down some more, but it could also tick, and then up we go. So it's sideways. Can't go short right there. That's a big ass bar as well. 15 ticks, tick above, tick below, 17 ticks. That's 4 points odd. Also, there is something there. So it has made a new low, see, so it could turn and then push up. But it's clearly choppy. Quite likely going to come down. See, after that, there's our new high. Try to go once. Actually, there's the failure. But it sort of looks like a leg down, 1, 2 legs up. Hey, Sam, how you doing, Pully? Probably going to work. I mean, if you think about it, we've got a leg. Let's talk about it from the penguin side. We've got a leg down there, one attempt to go higher, second attempt to go higher, big bearish bar. My only issue is you're going short. You've got support there, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 5th time it's hit that line. Doesn't mean it's not going to come down, but it just means you've got to pay attention to that. And this, for me, I just can't take that. It's a 4.5 point risk thereabouts. Just a bit risky. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty much going to come down. Just from just a glance, a quick glance at it. Okay, so we've had a channel down there, a break, and a new low now. We're coming up to the... Is that the open? Okay. There is a gap to possibly... Oh, no, it's been filled. Tell a lie. My mistake. We have got a... I thought I put something up here, didn't I? Oh, yeah. There is a gap. I've just plonked that there because there's a gap that could possibly be filled. So I've just stuck that up there just in case we get up there. Okay, so that would have worked. I thought it may do, but just as a rule, I can't go there because if it turned on me, you know, sometimes knowing it's pretty much going to do something isn't really enough. You know, these rules have sort of been devised over the years, haven't they? So you've got to follow them, and yeah, you're going to miss a few trades. It is what it is, but if you get it wrong on a big bar like that, it's going to sting you. I think that's probably more likely than the break. So for me, that's an overshoot. So that bar there, I would expect that to get stopped out. But we are in the middle of no man's land here a bit, so you just don't know. But I'd still expect that to get stopped out. If that is an overshoot, then I'd say it's almost definitely going to get stopped out, that is. 'Tis choppy, yeah, and we're starting to go sideways here, so that could do anything. I would expect it to get to go up. Let's have a look. So possibly later in the day, maybe. Could that be extended? It's possible. It touches there. It touches there a few times. It touches there. So that's possible, actually. Would I want to fade this? It is a second entry short. There is space to the lows, but we haven't hit the tops yet. So I think that probably work. But I'm staying out of it in case I've misjudged this. I originally had it like that, see, which would mean an overshoot, but if I just look back, it actually fits okay there, so it will probably work, although I'm staying out of it. It is a second entry short. It does look like a couple of legs, but because of the possible overshoot, but yeah, it clearly worked for a couple of points. Ooh, look at that. Okay, so that turned out all right. Okay, so possibly this is an overshoot. Okay, double bottom overshoot. Now let's see. Okay, so we've got a channel there and overshoot. I thought that one was initially, otherwise I'd have taken that one. I had it like that, which actually fitted nice. So that was an overshoot, which is why, and it fitted really nice along there. Touch, perfect, touch, perfect along there. So, I mean, it may be an overshoot. Sometimes we'll get an overshoot and it won't go straight up. Sometimes it'll break, go up, come down, and then shoot up. So that's what made me a bit cautious there. I mean, we got what, one touch, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's okay actually. So that's an overshoot. If we can get a decent bounce here, I can see us pushing up. Interesting. I'm guessing there may be some buy orders below this. Be interesting to see if it drops and pushes because of the overshoot. You'd expect it to go up. And we're at the bottom here. We sort of start. Did we start here? No, we started there, didn't we? We've touched here, so that might be close enough. Yeah, I think that's close enough. That's probably going to push up from there, I would have said, especially after the overshoot. Let's see. Maybe not. Yeah, there's no way that's not going to stop that out. So if we drop below here, there may be some sell order, buy orders down here. Let's see. So that's a tempting buy. It is exactly the same place there. If I was going to take that one, I'd probably go for quite a few points. Where's my 3 points? I'll be shocked if that doesn't rocket up. That would be my 3 points. Bounce off here, stopping out the shorts. That's going to go surely, isn't it? Well, it's an overshoot to me. We're touching along the top. We touch once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, and then it drops. It's an overshoot to me. Align the bottoms first. I've never heard that. Well, I mean, I trade max system. Okay, so that clearly went for the 3 points. I trade a max price action system, and we go for the tops because this is where you're going to be shorting it. This is where it needs to be accurate, not the bottoms. It's better if it fits the bottoms, and it clearly does. We've touched once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. Fits perfect there. I've never heard him. I mean, it fits 5, 6 times at the bottom and the same at the top. It visually fits perfect. And we had an overshoot. It's an overshoot to me, and then we shot up. So, I don't know. Yeah, it looks okay to me. You just have to do what you think, don't you? But we're touching along the tops, even there, look. And we're touching along the bottoms, and when it breaks out, I'm thinking overshoot, and the fact that we've got the bottom here, that's why I thought that would push up. But I just hate picking tops and bottoms. So we've had a push up and come back down. Maybe see if we can get a higher low here or something. I expect to get up to the tops. So we've had that. I mean, that's hit exactly the same place as that. So I would say it doesn't necessarily need to come down any lower. Let's see if that ticks lower and then pushes up. Okay, that's triggered lower. Let's see what happens. Yeah, this looks like it's going to go sideways here. See, I don't think even if you pull it down, it can fit any better, really, can it? It fits down the bottom, but you've got all this big vacant area here. I mean, initially I had it like that, which I think fitted nice. It was like once, twice, 3, 4, 5, similar. And then after this, I thought overshoot, push up, and then it went sideways, popped back up and came down. So I extended it to see how it fits, and it fits twice there. I mean, if you look, perfect touch, perfect touch, that's 2, perfect 3, perfect 4, perfect 5. It just fits perfect. We'll see. But you just don't know. It could do anything. It might end up being a wider channel, but it just could come rocketing down. Let's get rid of that. So you just have to do what you feel as your experience grows. You just have to do what feels right. Oh, shit, I haven't reloaded mine. Or did I? No, I don't think I have. Don't get me wrong, I always like to have the bottoms. It's just the icing on the cake. But obviously the tops, you know, where you're going to be short from, that needs to sort of be the most accurate and obviously in a downtrend. That's the one thing I hate about doing that. It sends all your bloody things off. Let's see if this looks any better. Oh, shoot. Let's have a look. Got to get in the habit of doing this. So, see, that looks right there now, to be fair. You might be right. You might be right. If I don't think something's right, then I'll say, yeah, I got no problem with that at all. High impact news, 11 minutes. Yeah, in all fairness, that fits now as it fits really nice actually, the 2-tier channel. So maybe mine was a bit different. Let me have a look. So I moved it to there, and we touch once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's hard to say, really. You could probably judge that 2 different ways, and the reason your way interests me more is because it touches here as well. And then if you bring that out, it's not fantastic here, but it is a bunch of touching here, and it kind of looks like a 2-tiered channel. So. And now we're out the bottom. That's interesting because if we can retest this and then come down some more, we may just, you know, sort of open, pull up a bit, have a leg down, maybe a few tests to go higher, and then down we go. So yeah, news 9.5 minutes. So let's get this in the way. But that actually looks really nice. In all fairness, it looks like a 2-tiered channel. Yeah, it does look perfect, doesn't it? Maybe not so much here, but does it really matter? It's close enough, isn't it? But sometimes in a 2-tier channel it doesn't. Sometimes you'll start having it there as I originally had it, and as it develops, it, you know, it keeps coming down and down and down, and you'll adjust it. But in all fairness, that looks really nice as a 2-tiered channel. You know, sit back, working in the top, quick dip retest, sharp push down, now it's working in the bottom. Quick push up, retested the top again, came down, had one more retest, and then dropped. So that would tell me that that's accurate as well, which tells me it's probably not an overshoot. And considering we hit that right on the nail and bounced quite strongly, and then that bar, I thought, wow, up we go. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? These markets are forever developing, and I've heard Mac in an email mention to me that they've got multiple personalities. And that's right. It's almost like one day you're out with someone you know really well, and another day you're out with a complete stranger. I was thinking about shorting there, but chickened out. Where they're there. In all fairness, it didn't even enter my head because, for me, that was an overshoot and it bounced there. And in all fairness, we had a really strong push up, didn't we? So it may have triggered you and it may have rocketed up, but you just don't know. And that's the thing with trading. Sometimes it's not always that clear. Sometimes it takes, a bit of time to become a bit more clear. But if you see, that's what I mean. Mac will mark the chart now and he'll mark that as a lower high, and rightly so. It looks great, but it only looks great because we know it continued down and it didn't shoot up. But in real time, a lot more difficult to trade something like that. And that's the thing about trading, really. If I come back to the chart after this, I can say, okay, yeah, we'll go with that one. Yeah, triple tap. It's maybe a failure. Nice big bullish bar. But in real time, you may not have taken it. I know it went down, so I know to mark it, and maybe that one is a lower high. Now, you wouldn't normally go short into there, but if I know what the chart looks like, I'd go, yeah, looks good to me, take that one. One leg up, two legs up, I'd fade there, I'd take that one. Lower high, I'd take that one. That's full of potential trades, that is. But in real time, it's not so simple. It's actually fitting really nice, especially now we've come down and touched this area again. It's fitting lovely. I kind of hope we hurry up and get this news out of the way, because if it can get back up here a bit, I like the way it's going sideways there. It may fail and push in, but the fact that we've come from the top and we haven't got, what have we got, about 2/3 of the way up, and we've tried a bunch of times, but we just come down. So I would say it's quite possible in an hour or so it maybe something like that, possibly. I don't know, maybe not. We'll see. But that actually fits as a really nice looking. Yeah, another thing that's dawning me as well is there may be another leg down there. So we got a leg up and a leg up. So I hope we don't go too far down just yet. So let's put that there. So I would suggest this is probably, if it doesn't pop back in. I mean, we have had a push up, and as soon as we got in, what happened? As soon as we touched the EMA, woof, we got a, what, 3.5, 4 point bar straight down. So hurry up, news. But I like that. I love that for a leg down, pull back, another leg down. We need to get up here somewhere. Ideally, somewhere around about this area would be nice. Go a little bit sideways, find something nice here for that last push. 2 points is always my target. That's not unrealistic at all. One trade, 2 points. I tend to, mine set at 3 points. Sometimes I'll leave it there, sometimes I'll shorten it, but my average is 2. And you can earn an absolute stack of money on 2 points a day. And that is not unrealistic to expect that either. My where's my trader sync? Right, this is my trader sync. Quickly, I'm trading on 90%. My accounts, it's showing about $5 lower than it is there, but $100 a day on average. That's $2,000 a month. Just from trading one contract for an average of 2 points. A little bit more than 2 points is just a bonus. But that's my, I say, a target. I don't like to go for monetary targets, but what would I like to average if I had a choice? It would be an average of 2 points a day. Only $100. It's not a lot. But you times that by 10 or 20, and you've got life-changing money there. Oh, look at this. This is starting to shape into being maybe a nice looking trade. Not necessarily here. I'm more leg up, pull back, leg up, retest the underside of this. But we're going to hit that news. Come on, slow down. Slow, slow. Interesting. Oh, this is going to be frustrating. Okay, so we've got a leg up there, break, down a bit, another leg, lower high, under here, perfect. Well, that's a big old bearish bar, isn't it? My only slight issue would have been this little tight range. So you just don't know, do you? I certainly wouldn't take it. Come on, the news is in 2.5 minutes. Oh, don't go any further. Slow, slow, slow. Stop, 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 stop. Okay, so far so good. So, channel up, overshoot, usually results in a reversal, so we could come down, but that's not looking like a... Get down, come on. Hopefully, if the news is a bit negative, we may continue down. Get to that leg a bit quicker. Okay, can I adjust this? Yeah, that'd work. Okay, I don't like to adjust them too much, but actually fits much better on the bottom now. Here and here fits perfect. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that's an overshoot. I'd expect that to come down. Where's the news? 1 minute. Come on. Don't do anything yet. Okay, news coming up. 35 seconds, 40 seconds. Whipsaw coming. Sometimes it just doesn't make a difference. Other times you don't even know the news has been. There was obviously a little flicker. Are we... Oh no, we got 6 seconds yet. So someone had some early news. Oh, hello. That's a good sign. Nice big bearish bar off there. That's a good sign, that is. Come back, touch the bottom. Needs to slow down now. Pull back a little bit. Okay, that's just bearish enough to hopefully send us back down a little bit. Okay, slow down a bit. Leg, be nice to get down here if we can. And then worm our way back up slowly. Yeah, so nothing major really. I mean, it certainly doesn't massively stick out at first glance, does it really? Okay, so push down, try go once, try go twice. Still too far away from this area for me. Leg. Okay, leg. Nice to get closer to the bottoms. And then slowly work back. Okay, leg. So there was a failure there, but just risky in my opinion. Especially after a big push, we could have a little pullback there. It wasn't really bearish. Okay, so nice to get a little bit close to that bottom. Another about 3 or 4 ticks and that measured leg would work out perfectly, but we got a triple bottom there, so it'd be nice to get a little bit lower and then have a couple of legs back and then maybe continue down some more. I'm happy that that fits. It looks okay to me. Ooh, hello. I like the way it's touched right there. Look at that. Right at the crossroads. That's can't be random, can it, that, surely? Let's have a look. Okay, so we've recovered most of that. Be nice to now maybe get a lower high. So we've got a channel up there. I still like to think we're going to come down. So beautiful. Okay, now come down bearish. And then I'll be looking for a lower high there. What are you going to do? Okay, maybe not. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Okay, so I'm surprised it's done that after that quick push down. I thought it was going to get back here and continue down. We didn't get close to that measured move considering the news was slightly negative, but oh well. Big old channel there. Big picture. Well, I had, depends where you had it. I had that one from there, and then down here another leg. But I don't know, did we? I can't see how we did. There, yeah, but I mean, even if, well, if we go right from the top down to here, oh yeah, maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was. Well spotted. Sometimes because it looks a lot shorter, doesn't it? Because that one's more of an angle. Yeah, it did. Good point, actually. I missed that. Because the trouble is, because that is so much longer than that, although from top to bottom, it's not. It's just because it's coming down at more an angle. You think, how the hell can that and that be the same distance? But well, obviously, there you go. So well spotted. Didn't even cross my mind, that, in all fairness. Didn't even cross my mind. That can come down a bit. So can that. Absolutely perfect, look. Absolutely perfect. It does amaze me sometimes. I can go up a touch, but there's this. It does amaze me sometimes. Right on the nail, how accurate these damn things can be, really. You wouldn't think people buying and selling really could hit targets, but I suppose if you got targets here. But yeah, it didn't say that. Because it's so it's a shorter channel, but obviously it's a lot steeper. So from distance from top to bottom, they're exactly the same. But visually, you look at it and think, no, surely not. Well, that was my answer to your question, wasn't it? We hit the measured move. So well spotted. Okay, so push up, break now. What are we going to do here? What are we going to do? That's frustrating, isn't it? Let's have a look. So we had that channel. As far as I'm concerned, it fits brilliantly. There's no break of it. It's just a quick turn because of that measured move. So you think we're going to come down? I can't see it. We've gone up quite steep. That takes a lot of buying power, doesn't that? You took the higher low and the second entry long. Which one? Took the higher low and second entry long. You on about there, are you? Where are you on about? Okay, so there's a double top there. So, in fact, there's some support there, touch there, so that's interesting. So What do we do here? Nothing is the answer. So we've pushed up, we've hit the top again. So if we can get another push down, maybe here and something strong, then we'll see. Just might need another run up. Or are we just starting to range at the bottom? It's possible. I mean, it is possible we could have make a measured a new low. Sorry, after the break in a new low, but after that really steep push up, I can't see it myself, but that's telling me otherwise. So maybe we have a new low. So push up, try go low once, try go low twice. Let's see if we can push up here, get a high low. That might interest me. Because we got a leg up there, 2 attempts to go lower. That's starting to look kind of bullish. Your candles didn't print like mine. Second entry. Yeah, I have loaded my watts. It's mine. Just because you reload them doesn't always solve the problem, really. Sometimes they just look differently. It's not difficult to get one slightly different. Oh, look at that. So maybe we might make a new low here. I mean, that went up really steep, didn't it? But if you drag it away like that, maybe not so much. I wonder. No. You see that? It's I don't know light of those, but it's possible. Okay, so we've hit this level here again, haven't we? So I'm not sure what to do here. So we've had a break, pushed up. Maybe an overshoot. This is starting to look a bit choppy, isn't it? Leg up. 1, 2 legs down, another leg up. So we've had a leg up. Would you class that as one attempt? Maybe not. Maybe that's just one attempt. Hey Chad, how you doing? We are very oversold on the daily chart, so we may end up with a up day, you think? See, at the moment it's slightly bearish, but you never know. Things can just change. 10 minutes we could be up here, can we? So you never quite know. So we got a clear channel there. It looks alright to me. That does. We had a break of it. Leg down, leg down. So we pushed up, made one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go low. If we push up here, get a higher low, then I think we may get something that looks interesting. Let's have a look at that. If we can respect that line, push up, high, low, maybe. Trying to make a new low. Yeah, we are, but we're struggling a bit. Leg down, one attempt to go higher. Yeah, it's a bit choppy here because I've got mixed thoughts here. We've got a channel up and a break. Made one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. The fact that that's touching there is kind of nice. So if we can get a higher low, so leg up, one attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower, we may push up. I don't know. It's a bit of half a dozen of one and half a dozen of another, isn't it? So if we can get a higher low here, then I think we're likely, but it could trap that bar and come down. So it is a bit up, down, up, down, up, down, up, isn't it? So I wish it would do what it wants to do anyway. So we've touched a bunch of times here, touched perfectly, touched perfectly. I think that's a good sign. I mean, I adjusted this a few times. I mean, you could say there's a break and a new low, and we've had a multiple test here, haven't we? Down, leg. See, there could be multiple traps here. We've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, two attempts to go higher. That could come down. And when I'm thinking going longer, We've got a leg up, 1, 2 attempts to go lower, and we're pushing up. So I got mixed feelings here, and we got some support here. So for me at the moment, I'm just going to have to sit tight. But I would say, I don't know what we're doing because we've got a leg down, 1, 2 attempts to go higher. Been interesting to see what this does. If it pushes up higher, then I'd say we're going up. But after that and a couple of pushes up, we may come down and break this new low, but I'm not convinced. We've touched about 4 or 5 times in a row, roughly the same area. So, yeah. Could also get a bit of sideways as well. Let's have a look. Unfortunately, there's no real entry there. You may take that one as a second entry long, but it's under the EMA. EMA's flat. You know, we've still got it in the red. After that nice looking channel, there is a possibility we could come down and make a new low. Is it rangy? Yeah, but it's rangy, but with a downward feel for it. So, we'll see. Okay, so my thoughts are changing now. I'd say we're going up. So, leg up, 1, 2 attempts to go lower. The only bit that's thrown me is that if it was just 2 straight pushes down, I may have got in that. But that threw me a little bit, that little push here. But now we've pushed up above this support and above this area here, then I think we're moving up now. So there's a leg and leg, maybe coming back down to here, retesting the top here, finding something to go long. So after that, though, there and a bit of fanning around here before it comes down, I can say, yeah, fair enough. Maybe even it goes sideways before it comes down, but as it's had a strong push up like that and taking out any possible stops and that for me. First sign we start to hold here and look bullish. I'm thinking longs there. Always 2 measured legs up, yeah. So it's gone to, I mean, it is possible we've got a leg down. It could be 1 leg up, 2 legs up, and then come down. I think this will be the test when we seem to get, if we can get here and continue up, then we're going upwards. But my thoughts are changing to upwards now, especially after we broke this. It's, you know, rightly so, we're going to get a pullback. After that strong push up, you're not going to, we're coming right to the tops, you're not going to hold, are you? You want your profits. Obviously depending on where your stops are, but chances are if you're in around here, you want to get out up here, don't you? So perhaps it is just a big range day. Perhaps the bottoms are here. In all fairness, we'd only touched twice here. So let's bring that down to there. Well, when you put it like that, it absolutely looks like a range day, doesn't it? We just need to get up to this area. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah, of course it does. Of course it's rangy, isn't it? If we can't make a new low after and come down, it's ranging for me. So this is the tell. If we have a little pullback and drop like a stone, then maybe we are. Leg down, 2 legs up, and then down we go for a new low. So I'm a bit on the fence here at the moment because sometimes when you zoom out and look like that, the bigger picture is up, and then down. So that's interesting. I want a higher low from here, so I don't want to get trapped. I like the way we've held there twice and a third time, so if we can get a higher low, I'm up for that. But what I don't want to do is get stuck going up in the second leg down. So what is the 4,000 tick chart looking like? Looks okay, very similar actually. Okay, so 4,000 tick chart, let me just bring this in. Working down nice, break, new low. So it's amazing how these charts can look different, isn't it? But that fits nice in there. It's fitting nice there. We've had a break, new low, leg up, couple of legs down. So I'm thinking long now. Now, the thing is, we've come from here and there's no break, is there? So I don't see keeping this at these tops here and not including that to make a new low. To get that break, like on the 4,000 tick chart, I'd have to bring that down there, wouldn't I? So maybe it is. Maybe it's just a bit higher. Okay, that works as well. Touch, 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 break, new low. Okay, fair enough. So, yeah, let me bring that down a bit to there. Okay, so now I'm looking for a higher low. I'm not just going to take that. because it could trigger me and then it'd be a failed second entry long. So I want a higher low, preferably above that. I like the fact that that's been triggered, but now it's getting a bit congested. So, but I like the fact that that bearish bar's triggered. So if we can get above it, I think we're golden for a bit more upwards stuff. I'm not a fan of this. Perhaps we are coming down with these lows. It's hard to say, really. I mean, you could include that, or you could adjust it up and get rid of it. So, I don't really think we can work this any different. I'm not a fan of it. Get rid of it. So, what are we doing here? I think there is a possibility we could break these lows. So we've got a leg and a leg by the looks of things. If we make a little pullback and make a bigger channel, I'd say we're coming lower. So what I'm going to do is adjust that because I think it's likely that's what's going to happen. So we touch there, the bottom should fit nice, that'll do me. So leg, sideways, leg. If we can get some more sideways or a couple of legs up, I'll, be interested. So I think what that is just two legs of correction. It's fitting pretty good. No. It's ticker too short, leg. So we got a channel down, leg, and then down for a new low. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, that's bounced and that's bounced. My only slight concern is this is the bottom of a bit of sideways, so we'll see. Leg down. If we can get a couple of legs up. See that bullish bar there is triggered, so if that comes down below there, that might be as high as we need here to continue down and break these lows, which I think is more likely now. I was thinking bullish at the moment, now I'm thinking those lows are going to get it. If we can get below that bullish bar there, it takes us below there, leg up, two legs back. There may be some long stops there, there certainly probably would have been there. So if we can get below this line here, for me, then we're down for a new low. Having said that, I'd say those two legs, no, they won't be played out yet, will they? Not low enough, not quite. Okay, so I think now we're going to make a new low. Possible leg. Let's see what happens here. You've got to be careful. We're not pushing up from there, pushing up. So if you get a second entry short, it could trigger you in. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that's not turned bearish quick enough after triggering that. So okay, so this is a bit sideways, I think. I would say there's a lot of support along there. So for me, I'd say we're probably ranging now. Yeah, on that support there. So I thought for a minute, if we got below there, we take out any stops there, possibly some there, and that then should obviously give us the momentum to break those lows, but not necessarily so. It doesn't mean it's not going to. It could just go sideways a bit first before it eventually does. So we've got a leg down, one attempt to go higher. If we can push down and make another attempt, then I think that is then going to make those new lows. So leg down, one attempt to go higher. Let's have another one. because people are still going to want to make a new low after all this. Whether that's a break or not, it's negligible, because if I bring it up like that and drop that back a bit, it fits just as good, and the backs fit just as good. There's no difference really. Neither one is visually any better to me. They're both as good as each other. So leg. My only slight concern is I've been in areas like this where I've just been focusing on short, trying to make a new low, and sometimes you get a couple of short trades stuck, and all of a sudden market comes down and woof, up it goes. So, but I like that leg down, fits nice in there. One leg up. If we can make another clear leg up and come down bearish, for me that's a penguin trade, and it's quite a clear one. But we need to get up here a bit and then drop. So, leg down, first attempt to go higher, didn't get to the top, so I'm not concerned about the range so much. Second attempt to go higher, if that fails and looks bearish, then that may interest me. Unfortunately, that's no good. Although it's probably working, but there we go. So it may really just drop. So leg down, first attempt to go high, second, is that an attempt? I suppose it is. Unfortunately, it's not really bearish, but I'd say it's coming down for me. Yeah, I think that's going to drop them quickly. Unfortunately, there wasn't a way in. Yeah, I'm convinced this is coming down, and that will take us right down to the lows. And that, funnily enough, is a tick below, in fact. Get rid. This is coming down 100% for me. Yeah, that's taking us right to the lows. So maybe trap some longs here, and then down we go. So we got a leg down, break, leg down. Yeah, I can't see any other way at the moment. We're trying. It looks like a leg, and we've had a break of it. We've had one push up, strong bullish bar, another push up, another strong bearish bar, and maybe a last ditch attempt. But it looks like a leg and a leg. You never know. It's going sideways, so that always adds to the drama, doesn't it? So you never quite know. But a lot of the times when we get a big leg like this and we get a break, it'll go sideways and then eventually it'll touch. But sometimes it doesn't. That's the sort of the downside of going sideways. You just never quite know. You know, you can have your thoughts. So, but you know, ultimately, I know. I said it's coming down 100%. Obviously, I didn't mean 100%. Otherwise, I'd have jumped in it. But you know, for me, it's coming down. But it's not convincing enough for me to want to get into a trade. Put it that way. So, I do think it's coming down, but we'll see. So, leg down, first attempt higher. Okay, this is a second attempt higher for me.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Get me. Leg up, first attempt higher, second attempt higher. I like this. Leg down, first attempt higher, second attempt higher. I mean, it could get me, but I like it. It's a bit bigger than I wanted. It's a lot bigger than I wanted. I may get out here. Take me out, baby. Come on.
Target filled.
Okay. What did I get? 6 ticks, 7 ticks. I love the trade. I love it. For me, we're 100% coming down, but it was like 5 points. What did I misjudge it? Let's have a look. 4.5 points. I don't want to risk 4.5 points, in all fairness. But what I'm seeing here is a leg down, first attempt to go higher, 2 legs back down, second attempt to go higher, failure, For me, that is a beautiful bar. And I would say we're going to break these lows. And not only that, have that second leg down for me, but I got out for, how does that work out? 7 ticks, is that right? How many ticks? I've gone blank. How many ticks is $87.5 since I started going on to 1 point? 1.4 ticks is $50, isn't it? 5, 6, 7. It is 7 ticks, isn't it? Yeah, it's all right. It's 1.75, okay. Sorry, I had a mental meltdown there. 1.75, that's enough. 6 ticks, I'm happy with 1.5, but the extra quarter for me. But I liked it. I'm surprised it's come back. 70, yeah, it's all right, mate. I had a what's it moment then, but you can see what I'm saying, can't you? For a penguin, we got a leg down. First attempt to go higher, didn't get to the top, nice and bearish. 2 legs down. Second attempt to go higher, still didn't get as far as the last time. Nice bearish bar, closer than EMA. For me, that is going to take us down. Now, I would. It's going to, for sure. Once we break these lows, there's going to be stops there, stops there, stops there. Leg down, which would take us below here. And for me, we got that measured leg. But it was just a bit more risk than I wanted to. I don't want to risk 4.5 points. Not when the ATR is only just over 2.5. Is that really how much it was? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's just too much risk for me. I'd rather get out for what I did. Did I get out close to the bottom? Oh yeah, comfortably. How far did it go down further? So let's say a point. It says 1.25, but I'm a little bit above the flag. So once that gets below there, which it will, I think, it will come down to this measured leg. We haven't quite made a no let. We've hit it 4 points, but it will. I'm convinced it will, especially after 2 bars like that. Look what's happening. It's definitely coming down for sure. Leg, break, leg. It's gonna. I'm convinced of it. You might say to yourself, well, why the hell did you get out for 7 ticks then, you nutter? What am I doing? Okay, plus 1.75 points. Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, I like that. It went for. I usually have mine set at 3. It definitely went for 3. I'm convinced of that. Oh, easily, yeah. So yeah, comfortably 3 points would have worked. My only slight concern was the size of the bar. You've got to take into consideration, I think. Sometimes it's just not worth it. Depends what you're going to get out of it. Okay, we're below it now, so 100% we're going to hit that measured leg. And quite possibly a new low. So let's put that like that. Let's ditch this lot. Definitely coming down. Definitely coming down. Touch. It might not be that, but we're coming down anyway. There's that measured leg. I just wish I'd have had the bottle to stay in. At the end of the day, I'm trying to build my account up, and it's everything's going really nice, and I kind of like that it's going that way. So I'm just taking my time a bit, not getting a bit too greedy. You know, if you got $5,000 or $6,000 in your account, you don't mind risking $150 if you think you may get a big move. But at the moment, I just want to get in and get out and just play the comfortable game until I can get my account up to a comfortable level. And then I can start maybe, holding on a little bit. So right into support. You're on about here. Yeah, the plan was to get out before there anyway. But let's have a look. What I liked about it was the penguin trade. I'd be surprised if we didn't take that. So we got a leg down, one attempt to go higher, then we had two legs down. We didn't bounce off the bottom. A second attempt to go higher and turn nice and bearish. So we got two pushes up, clearly ended in nice bearish bars. So for me, that is the way down. Now, would he taken that because he likes to get out, doesn't he? He could take that on a limit order quite easily. So, yeah, that's a tick below. So he may just adjust that because he does sometimes. He adjusted one yesterday, didn't he, to 11 ticks. So I'll be surprised if he doesn't take that one. Any you penguin guys looking around? But that for me, leg down, two attempts to go higher. We'll see. But so we had a break. One attempt out. Yeah, it's still chopping all that. Yeah, it's hard to read. But for me, it's clearly two pushes up, isn't it? Leg down, two pushes up. I'm going to get rid of this measured move because we know where it's coming down to. We have got a triple bottom here. Okay, that can be adjusted. We're not quite at the top properly anyway. There and up a bit more there. So, also having said that, we have popped out the top of this little range, so there is a possibility we could drop out the bottom anyway. So, but that comfortably made points anyway. I think there was 3.5 points to the bottom, wasn't there? Near enough. Yeah, and it went down for just over 5, didn't it? It's holding here, so yeah, channel down, two legs of correction, couple of legs down, couple of pullbacks, and then slowly filtering down. I'll be surprised if it doesn't, but that sometimes that makes me think, oh, maybe it won't. But after all this sideways and then continuing down, surely, you know, bars like that and that, you think loads of shorts will be in. Yeah, I know it's so far down, but just, you know, somebody told me, I can't remember who it was, said, what was the question? Can you trade congestion? Absolutely, if you know what you're doing, or if you know what you're seeing. Sometimes it's congestion, but sometimes there are clear pictures, and it is choppy. Well, I wouldn't call it congestion, I'd call it choppy, but if you can see things, so maybe got a leg down, and it all fits nice in there, then we got one strong push up and a reversal, which came down and had a pullback and came down. So we had nice two legs down. We didn't get to this bottom, and then it pushed up again, didn't get quite higher. So for me, we got a leg down in the way of two separate legs. We made one attempt to go higher, a second attempt to go higher, and as soon as we got above that, it failed and closed just below the EMA. So for me, that's a penguin trade. So really, it's like a second entry short, not necessarily by the count, but it's a visual second entry short. So you would expect traders to buy that, and obviously it came down to the lows. That doesn't bother me, but you know, I always get out before the lows anyway, and there was comfortable. But I'm surprised. But what I will say is, lots of times when you're getting this sideways stuff and you look back, these solid entries, quite often, their stops stay intact. I've mentioned that quite a few times, because sometimes when it goes sideways, I get out, and if it was a good enough entry, sometimes it'll come back, but it won't touch these stops, which tells me there's still lots of traders in them. So look at that, and I'm surprised it has done that actually. But if you look, we're still a tick below there. But what the hell would you call that? It's choppy, but it's, you know, from here, there's a high there, there's a high which is lower, there's a high which is lower, there's a high which is a tick lower than that, and all of a sudden we come down quickly. So, you know, once it's getting back up to this level again, it turns, which tells me there's traders in there. There's stops above there. There's stops probably right the way along here. Especially after that, you know, traders thinking we're going to break a new low, which I still think we will. But I didn't expect that quick pullback. But there we go. Is there anything bigger overall? It's still looking bearish, isn't it? It's definitely got a bearish feel to it. Okay, this is looking. There's a lower high there. I actually kind of like that trade because I'm expecting it to go. And after the push down, a little bit of pullback, a nice bearish bar like that. I'd have preferred it a bit lower. For me, I would fully expect that to break the lows. And if we break all this lot here, especially that bar there, we're coming down. There we go, we're down. So there's nothing now that would stop that to this level here, I don't think, apart from maybe there's going to be stops here with that it bottoming and that big bullish bar, surely, isn't there? But I absolutely think that stop will hold there. And I would fully expect to get at least a couple of points, but more likely down to here. So if I'd have taken that, I'd have gone for, would I have gone for 3 points? Or is that getting a bit cheeky? All right, let's leave it at 3. More likely 2, because I'd be happy with getting below there, see, but we'll see. That's coming down for sure. My only slight concern is the stops there. There may be people buying here trying to protect that. Because after such a big pull down, you know, Max said it before, people try and pick bottoms, don't they? So after that big push down, if you can get a bottom, you could potentially get a really nice run. And the way that's pushing up, it's telling me that there's some buyers coming in there. So I wouldn't have got 3 points. In all fairness, after getting below there, I probably wouldn't have gone for 3 anyway, but it's certainly at 2, that's for certain. 2 points would have been there, probably slightly lower than there, maybe there. So 2 points, yeah, you'd have got the 2 points. You know, I expect it to come down to here, but I am aware that it looks bottoming and there's probably going to be some shorts around here, so... okay, that would have made 3 as well. Or would it? Maybe just pass through it. I think it would have done a tick below there. Yeah. Yeah, that's going to smash that. There'll definitely be some stops there. One quick push and down we go. Okay, so that would have hit the 3 points. I can't see how that won't push through. And I think when it does, it'll do it with a little bit of a kick. There we go. So that would have made the 3 points. That's the type of break I expect. When it turned a minute, I thought, oh, yeah, but there we go. So it did what it was supposed to do. So that would have... it's just whether you can hold on for this pullback. The trouble is, it pulled back about 6 points there, so I wouldn't have done that. I don't mind these little pullbacks, but I haven't got the balls to sit in there, but that's comfortably pushing down. That's why I took that leg down. 2 attempts to go higher. It's going down for me. So, is there a possibility of something bigger? I think so. Let's have a look. Maybe from there to there. And from there to there. Let's see if it holds here. So we've got a touch here. Spike in the channel, touch. Couple of touches there. Touch there. Touch there. Few touches there. Touch there. It looks good to me. Actually got that short from 41. 60, 41, 60. Oh, I got you. Good on you. So where'd you come out? Around the bottom somewhere, around about here somewhere. So you got, yeah, so anywhere around here. So what, 7 to 10 points. Nicely done. We see that a lot, don't we, when you got an areas like that. Sometimes it won't, but usually when it does, it'll go for it with a quick pop. And sometimes, a while back, I used to have a trade that I used to open. It had a 1 point profit and a 1 point stop. And I used to put it under stuff like that, because sometimes when it pushes, it hits a point within a second. And if it does turn, it takes you out for a point. So it's a 1-to-1 really, but it used to work quite a bit. I don't know why I stopped doing it, but just in these areas, I think if it breaks through there, it's going to do it, with a bit of vigour. So that looks like quite likely a bigger channel. Spike and channel, a bit of pullback. So we touched here. In fact, let's have a look. I can tighten that up a bit. So let's tighten that there. So it fits twice there perfectly. Fits a bunch of times there. We've gone up, breaking. We've gone up once, come back, gone up again, gone up a third time, and come down. So that looks good to me. We've come down here and touched perfectly twice there. And what does the back end up like? Perfect. Close enough to perfect. Perfect, perfect. You can't deny that. The market can't be that lucky to hit it at 3 places at the top perfectly and 3 places perfectly at the bottom if it's not going to be, if it's not, it's just traders. Other traders will have this. That's why you get out of trades here and you get out of trades here and you get into them here. But good on you, mate. Nicely done. You know what? There was somebody a couple of weeks ago, it might have been a month ago now, that put their Apex winnings on one of the Facebook groups, and they got crucified for it. I don't get it. He went, I've had my first, I've had $1,000 payments out of 20 accounts. I love hearing stuff like that because it gives me hope. And they crucified him for it. Oh, you should be putting them on here, blah, 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 I love hearing about people doing well. I do, because the more people that make money at trading, the more I think there's more chance I've got of doing, making some big bucks. But I don't understand why people give them grief. I love hearing about people doing well. Yeah, that fits nice, that. So there's a little channel there with a break and a new low. But it's bounced beautifully there. You can't deny that, can you? So let's tidy this up a bit. But now said they have a problem. No, I like hearing about people doing well. I do. Because if they're making money out of trade, as far as I'm concerned, they deserve my respect. Because I know how bloody hard it is. Anybody who can make money in this business, I take my hat off to them because they're well driven, put it that way. I got no idea, mates. Some people they surprise me, what people say about stuff. Bragging about how much you're earning. Yeah, how do we know it's real? Just, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And it just totally bewilders me. It does. I don't get it. Martin, anyone can make money. The party's keeping it. Yeah. But, if someone's worked and worked, and they've worked X amount over 20 accounts to get a payment, they've, as far as I'm concerned, why not tell people you've done it, I'm not trading the wins and the losses. Yeah, I'm starting to think, I've probably, like most people, I've been through a love-hate relationship. 1 minute I love it, next minute I hate it. But have I ever seriously considered giving it up? Not really. I've said I have. Oh, look at that! When I lost those 4 accounts, I went downstairs, and I'm not kidding you. I'm a man's man, but my wife's seen me cry 3 times in the 25 years we've been together. Excuse me a second, and that was one of them. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Yeah, sort of like a love-hate relationship, but when I blew those 4 counts, which I kept for about 7 to 10 weeks, 7 to 12 weeks, I'd taken some payments out of them. I was absolutely crippled. That's the worst I've felt. And I said to my wife, I said, I might have to give this up. And then after a day or so, that idea went out my head. But yeah. Do you know one thing I keep in my mind? When I watched, what was it? When I think I listened to what's its book. I've seen his videos in his book. You know the one I mean, Trading in the Zone. And he said, it was talking about parts of it, and he went, when you can trade and everything comes together, trading's easy. You just sit at the chart for a few hours and you wait for a setup. And when you think about it, the actual practice in sitting here, so I waited for that leg, I saw 2 push-up, I took a trade and I'm in and I'm out and I'm done. Yeah? It's the difficult part of the emotions where you lose money and this and that and the other and all the ups and downs. And in getting to that stage is the tough bit. But I like the way he says that you'll get to a stage that all of a sudden trade is easy. Because I can deal with emotions. I've trained my brain and things have developed over the years and my skills have developed. And I can sit here and just do it. At the end of the day, any job you do, some jobs, I mean, like if you become a doctor, you might go to university for 7 years. It is in the UK. So let's say at some point you're going to sit down as a professional and you're just going to do your job and it's going to be easy and something you do every day. You know, it's not always going to be hard, nearly impossible. You're going to have challenging days, but, you know, when you become able to do your job, it becomes just like everybody else. You turn up, you do your job, you go out. But with us, it's like a big emotional battle and all that. Yeah, Best Loser Wins. I've got that on my phone on Audible at the moment. I try put on at night, but I keep falling asleep. Where is it? Why isn't it coming up? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's on Audible. But yeah, any of you guys who want trading books, listen to them on Audible. Stick your headphones in when you go to bed. Sometimes I don't have time to pick a book up, but I do like studying with my headphones on. But yeah, I like the way he says in his videos. He says when you can do it, trading becomes easy. Excuse me a sec. Sorry. But yeah, once you've done this enough, when you've been doing this 3, 4, 5, 6 years, day in, day out, every day, it's just going to be like every normal job. You turn up, you see what you can see, and you pick up your trades. There is only a few chapters in that one that pertain to us. Really, I'll listen to maybe 30 minutes of it, I think. But I keep falling asleep. So I really like that trade. I wish I'd have just held on a bit actually and to pick me 3 points up, but there we go. The only thing that got me out of it was how big the bar was. Consider the ATRs that it was about 4.5 point risk, which is more than I want to risk really. So I'm okay, I'm good. I'm happy with that. That'll do me. My target is $100 a day, or where I like to be if I can. This is day 10 for me, and I'm on, I don't know, a little bit under $1,100, so I'm perfectly where I want to be. I'm trading on a fraction over 90% at the moment, so that's all good. And I've had one loss in 11 trades. So that'll do me as well. So I think it's likely there is a channel like that. Now sometimes it might not bring it in straight away, but it's actually not a massive amount from top to bottom. What is it, about 20 points? And we're coming up to the top now, so push up, bit of an overshoot. Are we going to come down? Usually overshoots do. So channel down, break, new low. Channel up, break, overshoot. Let's see what happens here. In fact, I could probably adjust that. Reason being is because of this. Yeah, I think that's okay actually, because we got this. We started here, I suppose, went sideways, pushed up, sideways, pushed up, sideways, pushed up, sideways, pushed up. So I think that's okay. I'm not massively convinced it's an overshoot. I'm hoping when it pushes up and bounces, it's going to come down anyway. But it is still very sideways as well. If you draw a box around that area there, it's sideways with the breakout. So what I might do is just kill the colour a minute. It's getting a bit messy now, isn't it? Let's bring that down to there, and that down to there, and that across there, and darken it a fraction. Okay, so push down sideways with a fail break. So it could be a bunch of stuff here. If we can get up to the top and get rejected off there and start to come down, then I'm happy that we're in a, we're definitely in a downwards bit. I think it's pretty obvious we are working down, but obviously at the moment we are working sideways as well, with the exception of a little pop out the top and the same out the bottom. Okay, so leg up, small break, new high, rejection. Friday does Mac do some mid-morning, does he? Yes, we have. Good. Let's have a look. Okay, Mac's got his different. Mac's got his from there to there. So he's got that right to the bottom. and it touches here. So Max got one from here to there. Yeah, and then to there. In which case we've got to break it. I don't think it really matters anyway. See what happens when it gets to here anyway. The thing is, Max has finished up here, so I don't know, dear. Okay, so we've had this channel, we've had a break, a couple of pushes up to a knee. I'd be interested to see what happens when it hits this line, because if it does, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so far so good. It's bouncing off it. That's a good sign. Right to the nearest tick. That's not random. That's traders thinking, I'm going to get out here. Let's see. Okay, so there's a bearish bar there, but it's triggering it, ticked above it, but only by a tick. Let's see what happens. It's held. If it holds 3 times for me, I'd think it's more likely than we are going to come down some more. It's definitely struggling there, you can see it clearly. But what I want is a lower high. It's very tempting, that. I'm just not a fan of picking tops. I don't think you can deny that. It's hit there exactly right in 3 places. That's the open price as well, so double resistance. Yeah, it is, isn't it? So if we get a lower high, then I think it's fair. Then, I mean, look at it. Touched perfectly, touched a few times perfectly, touched perfectly. You can't deny that. It took a second entry long at 55.53. Oh, down here, did you? Oh, good on you. Good on you. Okay, so 3 times it's hit there and there's a bearish bar. We've come down. I like to give it a chance to push up again before I think about going short, but that would have worked. I never take that first one though. I always wait. Okay, if we can come below there, for me, that's a lower high there. Let's get one ready.
Order submitted.
My only slight concern, it's a bit congested along here. Okay, it is a lower high. I'm going to sit tight on this one a minute because it's a bit congested. I was thinking about a trade. Took the second entry long at 15.53. Around about here. There isn't one on my chart. Oh, you're on about here? Actually, that I like. That's a second entry long. It broke below there. One push down, push up, one push down. There's a second entry long once it broke above there. I couldn't see one here. Okay, is that going to hold? Just get rid of that for the minute.
Order cancelled.
Let's see. Oh, that one. Yeah. It's actually alright, that. I think my only slight issue is I'm just thinking down at the moment, and I generally don't count a trade period, but I can see why he did it there. It clearly worked. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so I think it's likely it's going to come down, but we are congested there, so that's got to be taken into consideration. So you just never know, you may get stitched. So I want it to start moving in this direction. It's clearly had a break and it's made a few attempts to go higher. So if we drop below there and get a failure, then that may interest me. So you may have gone long there. If it gets below there, then I think it's just congested, so it's just dodgy around here, isn't it? For me, it needs to start working back this way before I'm thinking about going short. But it's clearly holding, which is a good sign. Trouble is, if it could break down here below there, you may go short, and it may turn around and. Okay, so we've had a break new high, made one attempt to go higher. In fact, I'm just going to let this sit a minute. I just need a quick bathroom break. I'll be 1 minute. Okay, let's have a look. Yeah, could do anything here. Second entry long there, I think. Second entry long, yeah. I mean, it's possible it could go up. In fact, just for now, let's get rid of this because come down sideways. Second entry long. I mean, I wouldn't even without the channel, I wouldn't go long there because we're right close to the top. So if you go long above there, that's a big ass bar. So a tick below and a tick above is 5 points. Yeah, I wouldn't want 5 points for a measly point to get out the tops. So if you pick that up there, you get 1 point. Well, you'd have to push through. It depends how you got it, but that's just way too risky. That is. It is a second entry long, but you can see we got some resistance along here. Excuse me. Could I ask you chaps to hit that like button, could I? Will that be right? Just trying to grow the channel a little bit now. Yeah, I mean, forgetting about the bigger picture, it's clearly going sideways, isn't it? And we've had a break out the bottom and a break out the top, so... thank you. Very kind. Okay, small risk there. Break. Done. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I'm just trying to grow the channel a bit now. I've never really bothered with it much, but someone did say to me the other day, you should ask because more people see it and so on. So, small risk there. Someone may have taken it. I don't take them. I'm crap at picking tops, and rightly so. But it was quite a small risk if anybody wanted to have a go at it, I suppose. But so, what was it? Top to bottom. Tick above 0.5 maybe. In fact, I would suggest we could probably take that up a notch. Let me say, yeah. Always remind people, mate. I always forget. Yeah, it's okay. Well, I get about, it's not a huge amount, but you get some affiliates anyway. But I get about $50 a month from YouTube. Just for putting them on, see. So if YouTube want to pay me money for to put it on, then great. I suppose more people watch it, more people who the more they pay you, doesn't it? But don't forget about the OGs once you have 50,000 subs. OGs, what's an OG? I'm not into all the what's it's, mate. OGs. Once you have 50,000, I've not even got 1,500 at the moment, mate. I think it might be I think it may be dead and buried by that time happens. What's the OGs? OGs. OGs. That's a lot of people, 50,000, isn't it? Mind you, I think what's it's got over that, hasn't he? What's his name? What's his name? Thomas Wade. Yeah, he's got 50,000, I think, isn't he? Yeah, I think we're a long way off on that. Oh. Yeah, I don't know how much it... Excuse me a sec, sorry. Sorry. Original gangsters, as in the original group. Oh, does it really? Okay. That means nothing to me. Original gangsters. I'm a bit older than you guys. I'm 54, I am. A lot of you are the youngsters, aren't you? You're early sub. Oh, I see what you mean, original gang. Yes, I see what you mean. No, sorry. My apologies. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm getting old. Yes, I know what you mean, mate. I know what you mean. Fake gangsters, yeah. I know the people who've been with me. You just know their names, don't you? I know their names. It's a shame, really, you lot didn't live in the UK. It'd be nice to just sort of have once in a blue moon, wouldn't it? Especially when I start making an absolute stack of money, if that ever happens. A nice big piss up, as we call it in the UK. Meet up with everybody. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because at the end of the day, you guys are my work colleagues, because we spend 3.5 hours. Really? You're my work colleagues. See? We are work colleagues, aren't we? So we spend 3.5 hours together every single day. I don't spend that time with my wife. In fairness. We need to organise a meet up in Dubai. Yes. If I ever get to Dubai, yeah. It would. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? If I had the money, I'd definitely put people up in hotels. I don't know whether I'd have enough money to fly everyone, but that'd be nice. Oh, I think that was Alexa. Alexa doesn't want to get left out, I think. I'd love to do that, though, if I had enough money. Just rent out a bunch of rooms in a hotel and invite people you've been trading with for a few years. That'd be really nice, that would. Dubai, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? I don't know if it'll ever happen. In fact, I was talking to my wife earlier. Didn't like Dubai. Did you? Oh, you've been to Dubai? didn't know. Well, to be fair, I don't give a damn what it looks like. For me, it's about the tax-free. No. Well, what have I heard about Dubai? I've heard it's the third safest place to live in the world. And obviously the big one is it's the tax-free. I would rather go to England or Scotland. Would you really? Do you know what it is? It's not so much that it's Dubai. Tax-free, obviously, but it'd just be nice to have a bit of excitement, you know what I mean? I mean, how many people do you know that move abroad with a job and, have a bit of an exciting life and a bit more money and all that? Most of us, were stuck in the town that we were born or something like that. It's clean, fake. It's fake. Oh, fake. Hot and safe, yeah. The heat I don't mind. I can put up with any amount of heat in the day. My issue is heat at night, but there's air conditioning everywhere, so I wouldn't have a problem with that. If it was hot and sticky like it is in the UK, Singapore, is it really? I don't know. There's just something about Dubai, isn't there? It's all fake. Yeah, I suppose it is, isn't it? I know their workers and all that don't earn a lot and all that sort of stuff, yeah. What's going on here? We've got a leg up, 2 legs of correction. Oh, I think we're in a bigger range there, yeah? Yeah, I know what you're saying. I wouldn't just willy-nilly go over there. I'd go over there a few times and suss it out and have a couple of holidays. I would like to holiday over there just to check it out, but yeah, I get what you're saying about fake. They make it like that for the tourists, but strangely enough, I thought Dubai, their money, because obviously, they got the princes and, hundreds of thousands of them and all this sort of stuff, haven't they? They're everywhere. And I thought their money came from oil. It doesn't. A fraction of it comes from oil. Most of it comes from tourism, which will surprise me. Places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai and all that, or around the Middle East, you think oil, but no, it's not. It was only a fraction that came from oil. It was something like 80% came from tourism, which I was quite surprised with. But yeah, there are tax-free places, aren't there, I suppose? It'd just be nice to have a little bit of excitement, you know what I mean? I'd always said maybe it'd be nice to just sort of go over there for 5 years, have a bit of excitement, enjoy the sun, save a ton of money, come back to the UK, buy a nice house. And see, I'm 54, so I'll be retiring in about, 13 years anyway. It's still quite a way away yet, but it'd be nice to go over something like that just for 5 years, have some excitement, and then maybe come back, buy a nice house, and then put my feet up. Mind you, the good thing about trading, it's not physical, isn't it? I mean, I'm pretty active and pretty physical now. I weight train and stuff like that, so I'm far from old, but obviously in 10 years, 10, 12, what have I fought? So about another 13 years work left I've got. It should be nice to have a bit of excitement. What's your profession other than trading? Well, when I left school, I went to college and I was a chef for about 15 years. I always enjoyed eating. And then I had a business. You guys have heard of paintless dent removal? I did that for about 8 years. And I was a bricklayer for a while. And then when I saw more got into trading, I went into HGV because they're screaming out for HGV drivers in the UK, and I could work it around me trading. And I could work weekends and stuff. So, £23, £25 an hour in the UK, which is nearly $30 driving trucks. And the good thing about it is, they're all nice modern vehicles with, TVs, air conditioning, fridges and all that sort of stuff. And I could work it around trading. So that's what I did when I started trading, got into HGV. But yeah, chef was my main profession. And I got into trading by accident. I used to do something called matched betting, which is taking advantage of the free bets that the bookmakers give you. I did it as a part-time thing. I made a few thousand out of it. And, after a while, the bookies realise you're just taking advantage of all the offers, and what they call gub you and restrict any offers. And at the time, some of the guys I was in some of the forums with we're talking about Betfair trading, where they're trading sports bets. And then obviously I started researching on YouTube, trading, Betfair trading, and that's how trading came out. So it went from one video one night to where I am now. But I do love the fact that I can... you've heard of Betfair. Yeah, Betfair is like it's quite a well-known betting exchange in the UK. So if you go all, the football grounds and the horse racing grounds, Betfair will be advertised. I don't know what it's like, what it is in the US, but it's a big sort of a bookmaker thing. What business did I have? I worked for a company doing something called paintless dent removal, removing dents from car panels. And I made quite a bit of money out of it initially. I was earning crikey, going back how long? 17, 18 years. I was earning £1,000 a week doing that. And because it was still quite new in this country, it came over from the States. And I worked for a friend who did it. Worked for a company called Dentmaster in the UK, and he taught me. And I worked with him for a while. And then I went self-employed, and I was self-employed for about 6 years, I think. And then there was more and more people getting into it, and it just got harder and harder, and was struggling to earn a decent living out of it. So I'd done some bricklaying as a young lad, and that's what I did when I worked for a buddy I knew, and did that for about 4 years. And then once I got into trading, it's like trading. Yeah, I went sort of into HGV when I got into trading, because I was able to work. When I got into trading, I did it for a while. I thought, this is what I want to do. I love working from home. I've always hated going out and working for other people. Sort of bricklaying, you're out at 7 in the morning, freezing cold weather, all sorts of weathers, and, working your ass off all day, getting mucky and crappy, and you're lining everyone else's pockets. But I've never enjoyed working for other people. Corporate. Oh, there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse. They give you all this. I worked for a company for a while when I started HGV, and they gave you all this crap and all these signs around about equality and all this rubbish. And then at Christmas, all the managers and their wives would go away, have a great big piss up, free night of food and drink and a hotel, and all the lads, the workers, got bugger all, and they had to arrange their own do. So they tell you what they want to hear, so you work your ass off for them, and I've just always hated that side of it. At the end of the day, your workers are your bread and butter. You look after them, you treat them right, you make sure they got paid properly, and you look after them just the same as you look after your managers. And I just hated all that. Yeah, exactly. Corporate crap. He did this, she said that about him, he said that about her, all the squabbling, all the crap. I've just never liked it. But this is looking promising. I like the way we've tested that. It's only one leg, unfortunately, but I would say the chance of that pushing up after retesting this up to the highs in that is pretty good. But yeah, when I worked for myself, I really liked it. What's that? I didn't mind working hard, as long as I'm, looking after myself and my family. But then when I started trading and realised I could be home for my daughter in the morning, and, I could have a day off if I wanted to. And if I worked hard, I'd earn, plenty of money and all this. That's looking really nice, actually, I got to say. As a first entry, it's tempting, but I've just, it's just very fun enough to live on. Absolutely right. See, years ago, going back, obviously way before I was born, but workers got houses. That they got a job, and they had a place. They were given a place to live by the companies, and slowly, companies made more and more money and paid people less and less. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's just like, it is just slave driving, isn't it? Paying them just enough to live on, so they work for you, make you a ton of money, and you have a great life, and they have a shit life. I've never liked that. And I love the fact, because obviously being UK, I don't get to my trading screen till about 2:15 in the afternoon. So I have the morning with my family. I'll have breakfast with my family. I drive my daughter to school. I can, run the Hoover around, do the shopping, cook I love all that stuff. and I've got 2 dogs in the house. You know, I take them out, and I just love it. I'll work for 3.5 hours and I'm done. You know, once you've got the skills to trade, once you train that brain, you're never going to be out of work again a day in your life. No one's ever going to sack you. No one's ever going to make you redundant. You're never going to lose your job. Fall over and break your leg ain't going to make a difference to trade. You've got a skill for life here. Markets never stop. They're always moving. It doesn't matter. I'm liking this. So my only slight issue is we've broken out of here, and this may be a pullback. So I'm going to give that chance to trigger. Pre-check. Yeah, it's right though, isn't it? You know, if that triggers below, do I take that? It's tempting. Yeah, I've always hated working for other people. They just tell you what they want to hear, don't they?
Order
it's all
submitted.
Bullshit, basically. Got to be a bit careful here. So we've got a leg down, and we've retested this. I like a higher low. I talked to friends about trading, and they are all scared. Oh, really? Well, I mean, it's like anything. If you're careful, I mean, you can trade. I mean, I started trading, paper trading. You know, you can have a taste of it and try it out, can't you? Don't get me wrong with it. After I've done it and I know how hard it is, and if I started making some decent money, I can bet you a pound to a penny, I'll have people going, oh, show me how to do it. Oh, tell me what I've got to do. You know, all that stuff. Okay. That.
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
It's tempting to put it above there. Let's have a look here. We can bounce off here.
Order cancelled.
There's something nicer about working hard for yourself
Order
and your
submitted.
family. I'm going to take that as a limit order if it breaks above there.
Order cancelled. Order submitted.
I love the freedom with trading. You're under no pressure here. Well, you know what I mean about turning up on time for a job or doing this or that or the other. Okay, so leg. 2.5 years ago, probably over. Yeah, it does. But I will tell you this: when you start making some decent money, you've well earned it. Put it that way. And I even think it's way harder than working for a big city bank, because you've got to do it by yourself. You know, they take you in, they train you, you know, and all this sort of stuff. We've got to learn ourselves. We've got to invest our own money. You know, you get taken on by a bank, they give you wage, they give you proper structured training and then support and all that sort of stuff. We don't get none of that. We've got to figure our own way, way into it. So when you start earning some decent money out of it, you've earned it. You know, you've well earned it. I want this looking a bit more bullish than that. Oh, that's a shame. If that pushed up quite strongly, I'd have taken that.
Order cancelled.
It may work, but 35% of my account, that's flipping good, that is. When I started learning about trading, I earned about 5 and 10% a month, and I thought, Christ, it's going to take me forever. But yeah. Yeah, I suppose if we've got a 2,500 drawdown and I make $100 a day, that's 500. I've made what, 20% in a week? 20% in a week. So if I got 2,500 drawdown, at the moment I'm averaging about $500 per week. That's good, isn't it? Is it? Yeah, $500 a week. $100 a day. Bearing in mind, I'm risking 5 or 6%. So yeah, $500 a week, $2,500. That's 20% a week. That's good. That's 80% a month. That doesn't sound right, is it? Bearing in mind, it is easier with someone else's money. It's a prop firm. So if you trade your own money, you probably won't risk so much. Okay, leg down. Surely this is going up. Okay, so let's give it a chance to trap us. Try to go once, try to go twice. Failure. I'd like to see that trigger and then push up. What does it look like on the 4,000 tick chart? Actually, quite nice. Is it a small break? Let's have a look. I'm thinking long, yeah. My only slight concern is try go once, try go twice. I like the fact that it's bouncing off there. That's got to say something, isn't it? So it's probably going to go higher. We've got a leg up there, 2 legs of correction, and another leg. You don't. I mean, what I will say is, looking left, there's a lot of congestion around here. So I like the way it's sitting, because obviously you got the bottom of this little bit of a range here, and we got the top of this, and it's bouncing on there, so that's positive. If we can get a higher low up here, so we've had 1 leg, 2 leg. If we can get a higher low up here, looking quite strong, I think that's a good. It's good to, but we got to push. That's got to push down a bit. But we've had a leg back, we've had a little push up, and we're bouncing. So it could do either. I mean, it's looking bearish there, isn't it? But yeah, but I love working for myself. Every bit of effort you put in is for yourselves and your family. No one else is getting anything out of it. And I like that. It's nothing worse than working your backside off for a crap wage and making everyone else money, and they don't appreciate you for it. Okay, leg and leg. So, as we know, there is some support and resistance along there. You can see it there, you can see it there, you can see it there, there. So maybe a leg and a leg will take us down to here. Then if we can start pushing up, that's possible. So we've got a leg up, 2 legs of correction. I think, from what I'm seeing here, we could get a strong move up. We got yesterday, that gap hasn't been filled yet. Okay, so what I'm thinking, and this is looking nice. This is the type of one I like to get into a trade. So we've got a leg up, we've got a 2 leg correction, and then another leg up, which should smash us through these and get us close to here. So I think as long as we push up from here, so leg, once we start to push up, I'll wait for a higher low up here, something like that if we get it. I mean, if it works, it may not, may come tumbling down, but I like the way we've had a leg up, 2 legs of correction. We start to push off from here. If we bounce off here, and there's a lot of support along here, so it's held there, so leg. Obviously, it could come down. There's always that possibility, but I have a sneaky, weaky feeling that we're coming down, actually. Or we're clearly arranging, we've had a drop out at the bottom, and quite often we just get a mirror image of the other side, so maybe it's that. Leg and a leg. We've surpassed that measured move, haven't we? Not by much. Possible. I've considered it, yeah. So being in the UK, there's the FTSE. I don't even know how to get onto it, to be fair. There's the FTSE. When you sell them, you just mean the markets, don't you? Same principle. The FTSE and the Nikkei is another one as well. Yeah. So that will be more British hours, so 9:30 in the morning. So that would give me, a market that I could trade a bit early, because 2:30 in the afternoon ES, for main trading. And the Nikkei as well. The thing about the Nikkei, it's the Asian hours. So if you want to trade out of normal hours, I think the thing is with a lot of you US guys, it's easy for me, but the ES runs in your normal working day. So if you've got a normal job, it's difficult to have the time to trade in. But I believe you can trade the Nikkei, which I think starts at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. So at least you've got the option to trade, something like that. If you can't trade your normal sort of day hours. It's easy for me. I could work till 5:30 in the evening in the UK and still trade for 4 hours on the ES. So I'm quite lucky. So yeah, I've considered it. I have played around with the NQ on a demo, on a sim, sorry. Just, out of curiosity. People talk about how fast it moves. You're in Europe. Whereabouts in Europe? Have we spoke about this again about 6 times? Have we? Are you Switzerland or something? I can't remember now. What's it? I can't remember now. Why do you still work? You're this close to being rich. So I thought you were. Yeah. Why do I still work? I've made money, mate, out of trading, but not a lot. I've still struggled with the same things you guys have. I've had $10,000 out of trading accounts this year, and I get about $50 a month out of YouTube and affiliates as well. That pays you so much as well, so it's enough to get you by. But the trouble is, if I stop taking payments, I'll be short of money, so I've decided to go back to work Saturday, Sundays, so I can then allow my PA accounts to grow. And if you start taking money out of them too soon, you just put pressure on them, and you got the chance of blowing them. Which is why I'm. But like I say, I'm lucky in the UK because I can work weekends. That's why I decided to drive HGV, because they're screaming out for drivers here, so you can literally pick and choose your hours. I can earn nearly a week's wages on a Saturday and a Sunday. But obviously, a lot of other jobs you haven't got the option. But I'm not far off. I've spent the last 8 months trading full time because I've been managing. But then I blew those 4 accounts. So next area is 60 for me. Shaking if it holds. So down here. After that, I'd say there's a fair chance. It does look like we're just ranging, doesn't it? In fact, you could probably even take that up to there. Let's have a look. Yeah, why not? So we got 3 touches there. 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's still messy and choppy, but it's certainly working within that area, isn't it? With the exception of this. Switzerland, yeah, of course, yeah. So you are probably a couple of hours ahead of me. An hour, 2 hours ahead of me, I'd say something like that. I've been through that area before, as I mentioned, on a train. Not the most glamorous way. Are you 1 hour? Yeah. Actually, we go back. Our clocks go back on Sunday. Do yours as well? I can't remember. So ours go back, so that will make it. So I'll be trading, because I know. Same here, yeah. Because I know. I didn't realise their clocks go forward and back in the US as well. I thought it was just Europe, because it was something to do with the First World War, if I remember rightly, and I thought it was just, did it come from Hitler or something? I can't remember. But okay, leg down. If we can get 2 more pushes, that might be interesting. I came here once, and I came here to stream, and I opened my stream, and everyone was sat there chit-chatting for the last hour, wondering where I was. US change a week or 2 later. Yes, that was it. So my trading comes from 2:30 to 1:30, and then a week after. Yeah, there was about 40 people sat here, wondering where the hell I was. Well, I think they figured it out about the time difference. Farmers need more light. See, I always thought they did it so when people were on home from work, it was lighter instead of darker. And there was somebody told me that. I can't remember what it was. They said there's less accidents if you're driving home from work, obviously peak hour. I don't know where the hell I got that from, but that's what I thought it was until, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago or something. I heard it was something to do with Was it farmers needed more light to milk the cows? Something, yeah. But yeah, I heard it was less accidents when it's lighter. But I don't know, who knows. But yeah, I heard it was something to do with Germany during the war. I don't know where I got that from. I might have had a few that day. Possibly. So we got a leg down, one attempt to go higher. If we can come down here, something like that, and have a second attempt to go higher, I'll be interested in that, because we've come up right from the top, no argument there. From the bottom to the top, and we've come from the top to the bottom, 3/4 of the way up there, bottom, top. So I'd expect to at least get down here. If we can get another leg up here, maybe retesting under that bit of support, that would be a perfect way to go. It's short. Got to go have a go. But yeah, you too, Martin. You take it easy, mate. We do it in Scotland to confuse the haggis. You're a smart nation, you are. No, I like my haggis, I do. I have haggis quite often. Every couple of months, I'd say, something like that. I really enjoy it. Nice bit of mashed potato, bit of gravy. I don't know if any of you guys, do you Americans know what haggis is? You probably do, don't you, surely? With globalisation, you should know what haggis is. It's just like, it's what, isn't it? Heart, liver, lungs and kidneys. Oh, you don't know? No. It's, go on, I'll let you tell him, Sam. Sam will tell you he's a real Scotsman. I'm just a fake. Sam will tell you. Yeah, I'm sure it'll make it sound really appealing. Food, close enough. Yeah, it's just it's. I think it started, didn't it? They used a sheep's stomach and they just stuffed loads of offal, which is heart, liver, lungs, and kidney. But I think now it's mixed with oats, isn't it? They mix it with oats and spices, and they just stuff it into it's like a plastic bag now, or plastic wrappers. You guys, like a thick plastic bag, and you just boil it. It's almost like it's got sort of like a ground beef sort of texture, but yeah, it's got oats in. Let's have a look. Minced with onion, oatmeal, suet, spices, salt, mixed with stock and cooked, traditionally encased in the animal's stomach, though now artificial cases of. Yeah, it just comes in like a ball. What is it, like it's about half the size of your American type football, maybe a bit smaller than that. Like a big baseball, something like. Yeah, a little bit bigger than a baseball. You're making me hungry. Yeah, well, because it's got things like a lot of people don't like it just because it's got heart, liver, lungs, kidneys, and all that sort of stuff. But it's actually really tasty. It's really tasty. Just boil it in a bag, chop it up, have it with some mashed potatoes, or I think originally they have it with what they call neeps and tatties, turnips and potatoes and stuff like that. But I just have it with mashed potatoes, mate, and I like mashed root veg, something like that. And nice bit of beef gravy on it. It's tasty, actually. It is tasty. It's slightly peppery. It's got a nice spicy taste to it. It's all right. Really nice. I thought you guys would have known what it was. Mind you. Yeah. If you don't have it, you won't know, will you? I suppose. Okay, so leg down. First attempt higher. This is looking positive. Push up. Come on. Get up. Yeah, it's sort of like sausage. As in it's in but they put it in it's a quite thick plastic. It's if you get like a mattress, you order a mattress or something, it comes with a thick plastic, doesn't it? It's clear plastic. It's like that. It's in a tight ball. Like crimp both ends, and you just boil it. I think you can boil it. You can have them, but you can microwave it now, I think. But it's tasty. Yeah, if you get, I mean, you guys in the US, you should be able to get anything. You can get anything over there, can't you? I've always been jealous of you US guys. You can get anything you want over there. We're sort of limited here, aren't we? Okay, so we've come down, we've had one push up. Now I'd like to see another one. And then hopefully this sort of scenario, leg down, one attempt higher, second attempt higher. Took that lower, high. That one there, did you? You got a couple of points out of that, haven't you? Let's have a look. Actually, yeah. I didn't even see that, to be fair. I was just thinking pushing up here. I hate the fact that MES doesn't look. Yeah, it doesn't. It's traded. Depending on how many MES or how many micros you trade, you can just trade one contract, which is the equivalent of 10. Yeah, I got you. Which is the equivalent of 10. 10 micros. So, where was it? Yeah. So, yeah, you'd have got 2 points out of that. Well, it ain't finished yet. No, I didn't even consider that, mate, to be fair. I was just looking on the bigger picture to get another. Although if we push up and touch this and get something bearish, then I'd expect a good push down. Yeah, of course, it was a second entry short, wasn't it? We've come off the tops, haven't we? We've had a pullback, so I think it's feasible. We're going to get at least down here somewhere. There is a bit of support around here, but I'd expect to get down to here. Yeah, it's comfortable, isn't it? Down to maybe below the sort of 4160 area. It's come down here a few times, isn't it? So I'd expect to at least get down to there. Leg. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could take it from the top, but for me, this is the sort of first push. Bounced nicely off the 50% fib. For that push there, or from complete top to bottom. Willow. But you wish you held on to that now, Sam. Trouble is, you never know, do you? You never know. Okay, so leg and a leg. That would take us. There is quite a bit of support along there, so. Okay. Okay. Touch. That seems fair. There is some congestion around here, so hopefully we can get a push back to here somewhere and then maybe a bit more, but. Anybody do anything exciting over the weekend? Not a lot to do in the UK when it's pissing down. It's not the most exciting places. It may look pretty, but it can be boring at times. I think we're going pumpkin picking, I think. With my daughter. You need to shave. You got a bit of a beard going, have you? Yeah, I had one for a while. Well, my picture up there, you can see it, can't you? That's about as long as it was, I think. It's just, you got to get past that itchy stage. It used to drive me around that flipping twist. Trick or treat. Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, I think we're going pumpkin picking. My daughter's still into that at the moment. She's only just 15. So we're going to, there's a little pumpkin farm about 5 miles up the road from us. So we'll probably get there, may go a bit of lunch out. Pick up. I don't know why, but she gets about 10 pumpkins of all different sorts of sizes and colours. Sticks them all around the fireplace. No idea. Well, it's more my wife, actually. And then 4 weeks Saturday. Time's creeping up. we've always had a plastic tree, a plastic Christmas tree, and always fake ones. So there's a big tree farm about 6-7 miles up the road. So we're going to go and pick a real tree, take an axe up and axe with us, and do it the old-fashioned way and chop one down. Never ever done it before, but I thought, oh yeah, that sounds nice and Christmassy. Never done that before. Never chopped a tree down. Never ever chopped a tree down. So that'll be a new one. So we're doing that 4 weeks on Saturday. That'd be nice. Would you? Yeah, it's big business now, isn't it? Trick or treat. When I was younger, we used to go out a bit, but it wasn't quite as big as it was now. You can reply. What? Yeah, we can either dig one or chop it down. Well, you know what blokes are like, don't you? Why dig it when I can hit it with an axe? So I'll just never. It's big in America, that sort of thing you do, don't you? You guys love that sort of stuff. Turn up there, chop, pick a tree, chop it down. There's something traditional about it, isn't there? But we bought one maybe 5 or 6 years ago from a garden centre. It was about £40 at the time, and they went, "Yeah, you plant it every year, bring it in." We stuck it out the first year, it died, so we've just given up. So it'd be quite nice to take one and, do the old manly, hold on a minute, I'm a man, this is the axe, and lob it down myself. That'd be quite nice. Chop it down, come home, pour a couple of whiskies, have some mince pies, and, the old Christmas stuff. 'Cause it's coming around quick this year, I've got to say. Okay, leg. We haven't hit that measured leg down. We can get down to the bottom. There is some congestion here, as we can see, so I expected it there. So if we can get a couple of legs back, I'll be interested in going short there. So let's have a look. A couple of legs back would be nice. Leg down. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go higher. Push down the bottom. But yeah, it's something nice about going with an axe in there. Tiny little Christmas tree. I'll probably have a big 4-foot axe though. Something you can take down a massive tree with. Okay, so leg. 1, 2. Let's see how we get on here. Push up to here, be nice somewhere. Up above the midline, then close below it, and then below the EMA. Couple of points. So we've got a channel up here. It's possible we've got 1 leg, 2 leg, and we may go up. We had the same thing here, didn't we? 1 leg, 2 leg, and then down. What I've noticed over the last year or so is when we had channels like this, we used to get a small break and immediately a new low. But so many times now we get a break, and it messes around for ages before it ends up working. So I do wonder, we've had a break of this channel, leg, and then working higher. Same sort of thing as this. So it'd be interesting to see what happens here. But oh, that's looking tempting if it ends up bearish. It's got to look pretty bearish for me though, that is. And it's not going to. Not bearish enough, unfortunately. Mind you, the 4,000 tick chart looks attractive. Leg down, pull back, doesn't it? Coming down. So that may work. It's just not bearish enough for me because it may trigger you and trap you. And judging by what that's doing there, I'd want to get out of that. Okay, so leg. I wonder whether we are going to push up, make a new high. I'd say there's pretty certain going to be some stops there, so maybe a trade from there for a quick point. I'm not doing anything. I would say there may be a point there, but not for me. No, too risky. My chart, it touched the trend line. Not sure why yours looks different. I reloaded mine. Have you reloaded yours, have you? Yours touched the trend line, did it? Have you gone from... Have you moved that up there or something? Does that look any better? I just had mine a bit lower. Normally I'd have it there, but I adjusted it so it touched there better. But that's close, isn't it? Are you in that, Sam, are you? Yeah. Are you in that trade there, are you? I think it may hold, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, for me, mate, it looks like a leg and a leg. I was a bit cautious about that after we've had a channel. It's just not going down as comfortable as I was. See, if you get a lot of traders in a trade, if it's a good setup, you get a lot of traders in a trade, that usually gives it momentum. You may be okay. It just looks a little bit congested for me. Are you using OBS now, lads? Yes, mate, yeah. I've been using OBS now. I moved over to it about 7 or 8 months ago. They had an update on it, and they had some new thing that I liked, and yeah, I am. Who was I talking to the other day? Uses streaming something. Streamlabs? That's another one, isn't it? You might be right here, Sam. I just don't like it. It makes me nervous when they move slow. What did I start with? I can't remember what I started with. It might have been Streamlabs, or was it something else? I think it was Streamlabs. I can't remember now. Yeah, it's a bit congested here, isn't it? I think it was Streamlabs. I remember. Yeah. And I can't remember why I changed, but I was glad I did. OBS is decent. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely free. I mean, that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, if they charge money for it, you'd have no choice. You have to pay it, so they could make money on it. Are you out, Sam, now, are you? Oh, shit, you're in, because this is just looking a bit scary to me. I hope you're out. It's clearly congested, seeing leg. Sometimes it traps traders, doesn't it? I think you'd have got a point out there, but I wouldn't have held on for any more. So only take the best setups, yeah. Yeah, that for me is just a bit iffy. EMA's flat as a pancake. It may hold. It may hold, but I think it's a bit of a weakish bar, and sometimes those weak bars, you're out. You're good on you, mate. Sometimes those weak bars get weeded out, but the fact that that's turned there may hold. But yeah, I see what I try and remember, and I'd have gone for lots of trades in the past. What I try and keep in mind is all I need is one trade in 3.5 hours for 2 points, and if I can do that, you should easily average that in per day or over a week. And if I can do that with 20 contracts, that will make me $40,000 a month. So you don't need a lot. I used to think too big scale. I was thinking, if 2 contracts, if I can get like 400 to 600 a day, and I had it all wrong. I was dreaming. I was just going for way too much. And the truth is, if you listen to professional traders, they don't talk about 10% risk. They talk about 1 to 3% risk. And it makes sense. The more you risk, the more stressful it is. Well, stress is a factor for newer traders as it is. Just by the very nature that it's trading, let alone risking 10 and 12% on a trade. It just makes it so hard. And it just took me so long to get my bloody thick head around it. I was dreaming. I was just thinking too much all the time. I was thinking big amounts, and now I've just gone back to scale it back and think small, less risk, but consistent. And you can make all the money you need. $40,000 a month. Who makes $40,000 a month? That's nearly $500,000 a year. And if you can earn that, you can save a chunk of money and have your own account as well with your own pot and increase. And if you get your account up to maybe $7,500, go up to 2 contracts. I'm going to do 1 contract. Yeah, it's night and day for me. I've never had this much proper consistency in the last 2 weeks. I've never have. I've looked back on a lot of my trades. I had some lucky ones where I got a bit lucky, but my setups now are a lot better. They're a lot more stable, and they're a lot less. But all you need is 1 2-point trade a day. You'll always get that. On the rare occasion, you may have I think there was one day where I had nothing, one day where I had 3, which was completely unusual for me. But I think the trick is small and consistent, and it's amazing how it mounts up. This month for me, 38 trades, 22 profitable, 11 losses, 66 win rate. But what are you, up $1,000 or odd? And you're only hitting 67%. See what I mean? You don't need to trade for a huge amount. One contract is good. I always remember when I saw that Vince talking, that guy who withdrew $800,000 from Apex. He had $300,000 accounts. And all he used to trade was between 1 and 3 accounts. That was it. On $300,000 accounts. That's all he traded, 1 to 3 contracts. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? Up to exactly $2,000 a month. You imagine having 20 accounts? Bloody hell. You'd be moving in next door to me in Dubai. No, you don't. This is looking quite a leg up. Quite if I'm looking for a lower high, I think. Touch. But yeah, you don't need a lot. 2 points a day, that's my target, and I'm slightly over that at the moment. And that's good enough for me. I haven't gone mad. So leg up, break, leg up. I just need to scale up slowly. Yeah, absolutely. I think we're risking about 5% at the moment, and that's fine. I've heard people say about futures 5%. So yeah, when you get up to maybe $5,000 or whatever, you can double it, or $7,000 and whatever you want. But yeah, I think that's the key. Scale it up. I mean, even if you don't, and you just, you're happy trading small with less stress, $40,000 a month. Christ, even if you do half of that, you're in the top 1.5% of the country. And as I say, if you're earning money like that, you're going to be saving chunks. You could have, your own account as well, which you can trade with $50,000 in. Trade another sort of 8-10 contracts there and make more money. Once you can trade consistently, and you've sewn up all the emotional side, and you've found a nice balance. And another thing we don't talk about, we talk about the emotional side. We rarely talk about, as you're going through this day by day, is the skill. Your skill set is constantly improving. So as you're getting used to the emotional side of it, which is making you better, your skill level's improving, which is making you better still. All these frustrating days of trading, what we're forgetting is we're building a skilly, and you can't help but build it. It comes with the territory. The longer you sit in front of these screens day by day, your skill level will improve, and you'll get to a point where it will just be like a job you've been doing for years, and you'll just turn up and you'll watch a market. There's a setup there, I'll take it. 8-9 times out of 10 it works. A couple of times it doesn't, and you'll make a stack of money. We understand about the skill side, which is probably why we don't talk about it. We know it comes in time, but it's the emotional side of it. It's all like the bit that, everyone sort of talks about is the most difficult. Exactly what it is. It's weeding out the mistakes. The more you trade, the more mistakes you make, you'll soon filter them out. When you've been trapped in the same looking pattern, lots of times you'll start to have a mental image of that, and something won't look right. I quite often I take a trade, something doesn't look right to me, and most of the time it goes against me. How to flatten an order at the end of the day. Flatten an order. Oh, you've left one open. Well, you can just click. What I do is I'll drag it in from the right. I have this on the side. So if there's a trade up, let's say
order
I've
submitted.
got a trade in there or whatever, orders it'll say there, just right click in there and flat and sort of cancel.
Order cancelled.
And I've also got a positions tab in here as well. So if I've got any positions open, it will show in there. And if I just right click and then click flatten everything, you lost my account yesterday. How did you manage to leave a trade in and you didn't know about it? That's unusual, that, mate. See, when you go to shut NinjaTrader down, if you've got an order open, it tells you. It says you've got an order open. Do you want to continue? So, but I always have these two here. I do, because at the moment I'm not trading multiple accounts. But if I open an order here, it'll go submitted in there. If the order gets triggered, it'll go in there. So just make sure at the end of a trade they're empty. So order that cancels canceled. Everything, and obviously in there that would be obviously it's greyed out at the moment, but flatten everything. That'll just make sure everything. But when you go into NinjaTrader, sorry, what's the bit I'm looking for? You where it says accounts in order. When you shut it down, if you've got an order open, it tells you. So I didn't left any trades. So how did you manage to blow your account then? If you didn't have any trades, I had one got stuck today. Yeah, see if you've got any trades open, when you shut down NinjaTrader, it tells you. But it showed that I left an order on Rhythmic. I'm not sure about that. Anyone else got any ideas about that? I'm not sure about that, bud. But if you always have your positions and orders open, so then you can see. I have separate windows with them, so I can see if there's anything still there. And in all fairness, I've never done it. I have shut it down with a trade open before. If I've I don't know, traded an evaluation, a while back. Sometimes I'll drop one in up here for 2 points and have something down here, and if I get lucky, get lucky. Apex screwed me before like that. I've not heard that before, bud. No. I'm so surprised. Yes. Do you know what I mean? What you can do is let me think. If you download OBS Studio, okay, OBS is called. If I drag it in, it's going to make things look weird, but I'll just drag it anyway, okay? It's going to make it look weird, yeah? So look at all that stuff down the bottom. There's all my bits and pieces on there. And if you see here where it says start record, I'm streaming, but you can record it as well. So you can record your trading session. So if anything goes wrong, you've got video evidence. So you can record it, keep it for, it doesn't use a massive amount of storage either. Record them up for a week and then just delete them. That way you can always look back on what you did. And if anything goes wrong, I've got leg down, leg up, leg. If anything goes wrong, you've got video evidence, so you can say, "Well, look, this is what I was doing. This is what happened." Apex does that. It happened to me a few times before. I opened a trade for me. In the trade performance, it said position opened and closed externally. Gee, does it? No, I've not come across that. Well, that's looking nice and bearish to go short, but that's a massive bar, that is. No, I've not heard of it. It doesn't use any if you put it on YouTube. Yeah, if you stream it, yeah, no, it doesn't. But sometimes if I haven't in the past, when I was getting used to it, I was recording stuff just to see what it looked like and sounded like. And you can just record your own, keep them for a week, and then just delete them. Because they love you. I've not heard anybody. You do hear a few stories. I wouldn't say they love me. I accidentally deleted an account, which was a PA. Oh no, sorry, it was an evaluation that had been passed, and I deleted the wrong account, and they gave me a right moaning out and said, "We'll do it this once," but that's it. So they don't love me. But I don't know. I think if they were doing shifty stuff, they'd get weeded out soon. They hate. Why would they hate you? They don't hate you, mate. They don't hate you. Oh, bless you. No, they don't. They don't hate you. Okay, possible second entry short here, or was it just choppy? Down, attempt to go higher, second attempt. No, you hear a couple of stories, but not too much. Trust me, if they were doing dodgy stuff, bad news travels fast. And word would soon get out and people would drop Apex like flies, they would. But, just out of curiosity and interest, if you're interested in doing it, you can download OBS free of charge and just record your trading session. And then maybe after a week, just delete one and then the next one a week. You don't use Apex. So you're not talking about Apex. Okay, I got you. Right, take my word for it. Apex is the best out there. I've not come across anybody as good as Apex yet. I haven't. At the moment, there's 90% off evaluations. A $50,000 evaluation will cost you, was it $15? I've not heard any bad stuff. Maybe not good, but tech support is the worst. I've not had so much issues with that. Apart from I got an account before and they said we'll do it this once, but that's it. And in all honesty, I thought, hold on a minute, you just made me wait a week for me payments. I thought fair's fair. You know what I mean? I've been patient. I felt like saying, hold on a minute, I've been patient for a week while you've been trying to figure out how to pay me. So I think you should be patient. But anyway, they did it. But no, I like it. I like Apex. I like that Daryl Martin comes on and you can have a chat with him on Facebook. I like that. I have Chris Childers messenger, and sometimes I've messaged him if something's gone wrong and he sorts it out for me. So I think Apex are okay, actually. I think they're about the best out there. I've not had any problems. I had one issue. I don't know if some of you remember. Not long after I bought the Apex trade copier, I think it closed the trade and opened one at the time and ended up losing money. And someone here suggested contacting Marion. I had no luck with normal channels, and then I contacted Marion, and after about a week I had a message for her explaining what had happened. And they righted my account, but yeah, I ended up changing. The only thing I don't like is their trade copier. I've just had too many problems with it. But I got to say, touch wood, I've had no issues with Replicanto. Maybe once, slight issue with trade. I think one of the accounts not triggered, that's all, but I never lost anything. That's why I went to Flowbots, because they don't know how the trade copy works. Yeah, I mean, Flowbots, whatever we had a, what's it, about a week ago, didn't we? An update. You get regular updates. I've had 3 updates in 1 week once. But yeah, I just don't have an issue with it. And at the end of the day, trading can be stressful enough as it is. The last thing you want to do is worry about trades, messing up. But what I have noticed is I was watching, what's it the other night? What's his name? The Moo Moo guy, just to see how he got on after his bad day. And he had a couple of trades which messed up, didn't work properly. So I just messaged him, what spec is your system? Because I've heard people say if your system's not quick enough, you've not got a fast enough chip, sometimes it can trigger them, a split second apart. I have heard Daryl Martin talking about, if you look on Apex's YouTube channel, he talks a lot about computers and how computers can make a difference. And that Vince did as well. He said he had problems with trades, not the one who withdrew that $800,000. He had problems with trades not triggering, and it was down to his computer. He updated his computer, got a faster computer, and he hasn't had a problem since. So, how quick your processor is, and all the bits of your computer, your RAM and all the bits that make things work quickly. But you do need a pretty, not an old thing, but, something relatively new. Especially when you got onto using a trade copy, because obviously you're trading multiple accounts at the same time. Now, one straightforward, but the software then has got to tell the other 10 to trigger as well, so a tiny little bit of time apart. That's very tempting. My only slight issue is it's congested, so I can't take it, but I would expect that to probably come down. It is a nice bearish bar, and it's clearly making lower highs. But it is choppy and a little bit from the bottom, so it could trigger and stop you out. Makes sense. Remember, mine is a block of wood. What did you have, the rowing boat or something, was it? Rubber, I think it was a rubber dinghy, but it does make a difference. I didn't think it does, but it does. If you've got a decent processor, it goes without saying, doesn't it? If it's processing, information, the quicker you do it, really. If it's processing slow and it triggers one trade, and the software tells the processor trigger the others, it does make a difference. But yeah, if you're bored one night, look on the Apex YouTube channel. He's got a video. It talks all about computers. Okay, so that didn't work. I thought it might do, but it does make it slightly more aggressive because we're going sideways, and it is a couple of ticks from the bottom. And if it triggered me and went up, I would say, why the hell did I take the trade when I knew it was a bit aggressive? But it doesn't mean I didn't think it was going to go down. I did. So that looks like a leg and a leg. But yeah, it's clearly a bit congested, but what do you do? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we pretty much got a fair idea that's going to work. We say that all the time, and it usually does. But it is congested, so that can make sometimes it spaz out and do something a bit out of the ordinary. But we're clearly coming down. We got a leg and a leg, and then a push back in, and maybe a few more. You probably could have said that was a triple test once, twice, three times, but I'm not a massive fan of triple tests, especially when they're that close together. Although you may say it's come up three times, it's still a bit sideways. So for me, it's better just to stay out of it. Would I take that on evaluation? Hell yeah, I'd have taken 10 contracts on that. But no, I'm behaving, doing things like a real trader now. So it clearly went for a few points, but so it's not been a bad week for me, actually. I've had one loss all week, so that's good. I treat the eval the same as away. You're a real trader then, mate. I'm too weak for that. Well, yeah, I say I do. I mean, in all fairness, if I was taking an eval now, I'd have it trade copied from one of my trades anyway. So yeah, it would be a proper trade, but I would probably just risk a bit more. Maybe something like 4 contracts. I would have to sort of lose 5 trades in a row to blow it, which is unlikely. But you probably pass it in, 7 to 10 days. I like to get them passed if I can, because obviously then you're earning them. But if you lose 5 trades in a row and you're trading properly, something's not right. When I've been trading properly, I've lost 2 in a row. On the rare occasion, the emotions get to you 3, but not 5. If I lose 5 trades, I'm revenge trading. It doesn't matter whether you're trading 1 contract or 10. If you start revenge trading, you're not doing things right, and chances are you're going to keep trading until you've got your money or it's blown. So, on the grand scheme of things, that was nice looking bar. The only slight issue were right at the tops, and we're close to that bit of support there, but that clearly worked, and it was a big ass bar as well. A single day could win everything. A single day could I win everything? Not sure what you mean there, bud. A single day could. You might have to reword that one. So yeah, that was okay actually. What else may have I taken? That might have been worth a crack. Push up close to this area again, and that clearly, obviously, traders jumped in there. You can obviously see how that moves. That one I still like. Leg down, 2 attempts to go higher. That worked nice as well. There was a possible higher low there, but I just wasn't sure about that after this little bit. That one, EMA's flat. It's above the EMA, a little bit congested. Just not sure about that. That one, well, on the grand scheme of things, I definitely would have taken that now. Mac doesn't trade Friday, but he'll mark that one for sure. This bit stacked up. Maybe you take one of these. Maybe he would. Leg up. Yeah, there's nothing here really, so not a huge amount of stuff around. 2, couple. You only need 1, don't you? But yeah, just typically ranging really. I might knock on the head. We're coming up to 3 hours, 9 minutes off 3 hours, 8 minutes off 3 hours. It's just a bit choppy at the moment, a little bit sideways. I'm nicely green, so my account's up to just under $1,100 in 10 days. In 2 weeks, which is where I want to be. $2,000 a month ideally, and we're at 2 weeks now. So I'm comfortably over the mark there. Is it 9 days or 10 days today? 10 days. So everything's going nice. You're long here, are you? Off here. Without it coming down to these bottoms, see, we did bounce, 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 and we came up, but then we came down. So you may be right, actually. We may push above here and before we come down more, I don't know, but I just hate picking bottoms and tops. I'm shit at it, to be fair. So I tend to avoid them a bit. I suppose the only slight issue here, as we haven't come to the bottoms, is there may be something a bit bigger there. Yeah, I actually kind of like that. Touch, 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 touch. I'm just cautious about going long when we're on our way down and we haven't sort of hit the bottoms. Doesn't mean it's not going to, but just the way that's touching there, and there. So this is what an ascending wedge is. That a bullish or bearish pattern? Oh, I don't know actually. I just have a feeling that's going to come down. We're still sort of coming down, aren't we, at the moment? Every time this is higher, that's higher, that's equal, that's higher, that's higher, that's higher. So at the moment, we're coming down, so I tend to not take them until I know what's going on. So at the moment, it's more on the bearish side. I don't know, where did you go long on top of that one, did you? So there's a couple of points anyway. Are you out, are you? You're still in, Clay? So if you went in long there, where was your stop? Down here or was it under here? If it was under here, it's gone, isn't it? You got out. Yeah, good on you, mate. There's a couple of points. When it's like this, especially like this, I think 2 points is enough, isn't it? Because it's not a huge distance from the top to bottom. I tend to, this is the area where I may go for 6 ticks or something sometimes, but what is there? Sort of 6.5 points. So yeah, if you come in here, you've got about what, 3.5 left, something like that. But yeah, you got into the right, you got out the right place there. I mean, it's sideways, but it's sideways with a bit of down stuff. So, but I'm just useless at picking bottoms and tops. I try to sort of monitor them a bit and you know, have a guess where they're going to go, but I'm just not very good at them. So push down sideways. I do think we're going to have another push down. There is probably a leg, say from there to there, which would take us just below the low of the day. So I think that's a possibility. What I'd like to see is that trigger and then come down. I don't mind it coming back to the EMA, but I would say it almost looks like a top tier this is working in, doesn't it? But there's probably going to be some longs there, so for me that's a weak place to buy, and there we go. So after that, where are we? So yeah, we're coming down, I think. Every time we've gone up here, we've come down. Same again, same again. So that for me is coming down. And actually looking on the 4,000 tick, it looks even better. EMA's holding price, isn't it? And we're getting bearish after bearish. Once we get below this area, I did mention there was going to be some congestion here, and that's exactly what we're seeing along here. But once we get below there, we're not far off there now, then there's maybe down to here then. So I think we can see a quick push down to here. And then eventually taking out this bottom, so after there's a leg and a leg. So I can see a quick push down in a minute. In fact, it'd be nice to maybe retest the bottom of these, because unfortunately that was only a first entry, so there was no real way in for me. Lower high, just too far away from the EMA. Be nice to see that trigger long, bounce off this and then come down. Tick up. Still too far away though. If it doesn't tick close to the end of here, I think it'll just come down. Yeah. So leg. So I would say chance of hitting that is pretty good actually. Comes down there to the bottom here, that'll get us close. I'll have a quick drop in a minute once we get below here. Oh, okay, there we go. Beautiful. Once it gets through all these stops in that area, it just drops in, doesn't it? We had the same here. Once we got past a lot of this, down it came. So I expect it to get here. Whether it'll pull back a bit first, I don't know, but I'm done for the day, I think. But it does look like a leg, sideways with a leg, doesn't it? You may have taken that one. It might not look that bad, actually, if you sort of know what's going on as we've come off here. But I like to just finish the day on green, especially on a Friday. Your weekends are always better when you're not playing catch-up Monday morning. So there you go. That's me done for the day. I think that'll it. Whether it pulls back and retests this, that's fine. But I think we'll hit that, no problem. Make a new low. So it is... That looks like it's probably going to be a leg and a leg right from top to bottom. So, would you say there maybe? And then there. That would take us down here, wouldn't it? I don't know, maybe. Okay, that's me done for the week. So it's been a nice week. What have I'm up about? What do I start with? Well, 10 days, 2 weeks, just over $1,000, nearly $1,100, so that'll do me. That's my target if I've got one. And it's not been a massively profitable 2 week. It's just ticked over quite nice. So, You could certainly have better days. But there we go. So I'm done now for the weekend. So I hope everyone has a good weekend. Appreciate all your comments. And that is me. So have a great weekend. Stay safe. The cooler weather's on its way now for sure. So I'll be back again on Monday, and hopefully we'll continue some nice consistency. So have a great weekend. Stay safe, and I will see you all Monday. Bye for now.